Hi, Cassery Coast community. It's Sari here from CCIN. This week's online edition will be the last one for the Cassery Coast Independent News. We are changing our name and launching back into print on Friday, June 26th. My colleague Imogen Cars has returned. Welcome back, Imogen.
Hello, thank you. Lovely to be back.
So the first thing I want to talk to you today is that in 2020, the boilers have fired up at the Tully Sugar Mill. The sickly sweet smell of the gas burning has been wafting through the streets of Tully for the last couple of weeks, as the Tully Sugar Mill has been working hard to get the crushing season off to a start. Everything was ready to go last Tuesday, June 2nd, and then came the Tully rain. It has been short bursts of rain in the last few weeks, and they've just been a nuisance rain. But unfortunately, due to the 600 mils of heavy rain that occurred in late May, the ground has just not been able to dry up. Tully's has been a nuisance rain, which has resulted in delaying the first crush until June 11th. But despite the delay to the start of the crush, John Edwards, the Chief Operating Officer from the Tully Sugar Mill, believes that the expected forecast for the crushing season will be maintained. Tully Sugar Mill reserve a few days to cater for Tully's rain, and due to the late start, a few have already been used, but they still have plenty more up their sleeve, and the original forecast of the crush will finish in late November still remains. Traditionally, the Tully Show is a time of year that signifies the end of the wet season. The Tully Show is still set to be hosted on July 24th, 25th. I haven't heard of any cancellations due to COVID. The mill is currently a lot noisier now that the crush has started and their car parks are full. The extra 80 staff needed in the crushing season predominantly live locally, though some do come in from out of town, and I'm sure local businesses will enjoy the extra income brought into town by the seasonal staff. Yeah. So whilst the mill is crushing, they are now exporting 10 megawatts of power to the grid 7 days of the week, and the mill is currently set to install a new turbine alternator in 2021. The plan is that the new turbine will generate electricity in the off-season as well. Imogen, can you tell me what's happening or restarting back in Mission Beach?
Yeah, so every day we get a little closer to the return of so-called normality. We're starting to finally see the return of beloved businesses and services and other community centres across our little slice of paradise. So first and foremost, we have the return of the much-loved Mission Beach water taxi. It started operating on the 13th, which was this past Saturday. And despite the crummy weather, Nancy told me they had 20 people take the boat over and back on the weekend. So there were French backpackers, a few girls from Townsville on a girls' weekend. There was a diving instructor from Lizard Island and also a family of 8 from Port Douglas. So it's good to see that the tourist trail is already starting to steam ahead again. Nancy also told me the Dunk Island Spit is undergoing a groovy facelift, so there'll be a new barbecue area, an extension to the amenities block, and a tidy up to the camping site, as well as more sites added. So hopefully that will all be up and running by September. But right now, the island is still prime for camping, so get in contact with Nancy from Mission Beach Water Taxi to book your spot. So we also have Mission Arts Pottery Shed reopening, which is really exciting. Volunteers cleaned the shed out and set it up to be COVID friendly. So beginners, intermediate and advanced potters are more than welcome as always. And right now, open supervised days are Monday, Wednesday and alternate Sundays from 10 to 2. So I'm sure Annie, Dee and Hillary from Mission Beach Pottery are super excited to potter along with the community again. So get on down there. So what's happening with camping bookings, Sari?
They're already thinking about the tourism recovery with camping bookings happening for 2021. The Minister for Environment and the Great Barrier Reef, Leanne Enoch, said Queenslanders have done a great job in containing the spread of COVID-19, so the government are now making it much easier for campers and caravan enthusiasts to plan their holidays over the next year. It's obvious that people are eager to get back out into nature, with more than 10,600 camping bookings and more than 5,000 vehicle access permits issued since bookings reopened across the whole of Queensland. Tourism operators have had huge take up from people wanting to book their next outdoor adventure, and they will be allowed to go back out on the road in 2021. This is an important update for operators, that it provides an extra certainty to commercial operators and the tourism industry, so they can continue to employ more people and drive economic recovery, particularly in our regions. So whether you're looking for a beachside getaway with the family during the school holidays or planning a wilderness adventure over Christmas, Queensland's national parks, forests and recreation areas have something to suit everybody. Imogen, I hear that there's awards to recognise leadership in Queensland's agricultural section.
Yeah, so in a time like COVID, it's especially important to recognise the achievements within our community. So the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries are once again setting out to recognise the key influencers and passionate innovators within the agricultural sector. So the 2020 Queensland Agriculture Awards will recognise movers and shakers through the Peter Kenny Medal and the Minister's Emerging Leader Award. So the Peter Kenny Medal entails a prize of $3,000 and looks for those whose innovation has led to profitability and sustainability. Mr. Kenny was a passionate advocate for agriculture, rural education and regional communities within Queensland. So it would be an absolute honour to be recognised under his name. The candidates should work in agribusiness, education, farm-based production, the supply chain, research or advocacy, or something along those lines. So the other award, the Minister's Emerging Leader Award, is in recognition of those who show outstanding leadership or the potential to make a significant contribution to their field of interest, the wider industry and the rural community. So those candidates must be aged between 18 and 35, and the prize of $3,000 will go towards furthering their career and their skills. So nominations for both awards open on the 12th of June and close on the 20th of July. So winners will be announced at a later date. And Sari, what's happening with North Queensland's feral pig problem?
In July of 2018, CCIN reported on the feral pigs digging up the nature strip at Holland Street in Wongling Beach. They were going into the yards of residents around Wongling Beach area, and there was a big group of feral pigs in the Wongling Beach that were coming into Wongling Beach every night and causing havoc. In a submission to a federal Senate inquiry on the impact of feral deers, pigs and goats in Australia, the NRM Alliance, who are dedicated to improving the productivity and environmental health of Australians' rangelands, noted feral pigs are a direct threat to the national interest. Feral pigs also impact on far north Queensland threatened species, and in our area, that would be the cassowaries that they impact most significantly. Dr. Nobles said that getting on top of far north Queensland's feral pig problem would require strategic and long-term investment focused on whole of population control, landscape scale responses, efficient and effective control mechanisms. Far North Queensland's natural resource management sector is in an excellent position to coordinate a regional, strategic, long-term landscape feral pig management program in conjunction with the community delivery partners such as Indigenous organisations and land and sea managers. Imogen, I've heard St. George is doubling down on its commitment to the nation's 4 footy codes.
Yeah, so St. George Bank has always stood strong with their sporting partnerships, and this initiative is just further evidence of that. So COVID has seen community sport thrust into a really uncertain future, but hopefully St. George is here to help. So they're doubling this year's St. George Footy Grant program to a total of $200,000, which will help provide the much needed financial support to grassroots footy communities across the nation. So the bank holds a 10-year-long partnership with the Queensland Rugby Union, including Queensland Reds women and men's team, and also Brisbane's LGBTQI rugby team, which is really awesome and inclusive. So the grants are available to community football clubs across Australia to help with funding, equipment giveaways, registration fee assistance, and other relevant business support. So players, families, and friends of teams, the coaches and volunteers are invited to apply or nominate for a grant that will hopefully help benefit their community on or off the field. So applications and nominations are open until 5 p.m. on the 31st of June. They have been extended. And to nominate, apply, or find out more info, visit stgeorge.com.au/footygrants. So Castlereagh Coast community, that's all we have for today, and we look forward to bringing you our next week's one from the Wet Tropics Times.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Exciting times. So goodbye, everyone. You take care.